Welcome to Ask A Filmmaker.
We are here with Ask A Filmmaker, our first episode, and I am so excited to be here with Dineta with a night of Misfit Films Festival. And actually, she has her own production company.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that. We're just going to jump right into this.
Okay.
No need for breaks. Just go for it.
All right. So I am Dineta Williams-Trigg, and thank you for having me, Ava. I really appreciate it. I love it. I love what you're doing with the community, and so thank you for always including me. My film production company is called Full Figure Productions. I'm forgetting my own production company. Full Figure Productions, because I'm a big girl. And when I walk into the room, you're going to notice my size before you notice anything else. So I had to make peace with that and use it to my advantage. And just, remember that it's just a part of who I am. And so let's make it work for me.
Well, I am so excited because next weekend we are going to be at your festival.
Yes.
And it is year 5 or 4?
Year 4.
Okay, awesome. And I'm excited because I get to be on the red carpet actually talking to attendees, filmmakers that are going to be there. And I am, last year's experience at the film festival I loved it.
Oh, I'm so glad.
The energy was great. Everybody was excited about being there. And you took care of everybody. Oh my God. I was like, I loved the spread when I walked in the door. I was like, I'm at home. And I feel so happy. And those churros, oh my God. Let me just say, I have to talk about that because there were so many of them. I was like, I don't know if we can eat them all. But you know what? We were eating them. And it was amazing. So thank you for feeding us because that is one of the most important things I think for a filmmaker is, we just need to be fed and taken care of.
Yes.
Because we don't always do such a good job of ourselves.
Yes. And there's going to be food there as well. It's going to be catered by J. Raj Crafty Services.
Oh, nice.
And J. Raj is an actor as well. So when I had the opportunity to ask him to cater my event, I was more than happy to because I feel like I'm still supporting the community.
No.
So, and he has a wonderful, wonderful spread for us on Friday and Saturday. The menus are different, so you get to taste a little bit of different food if you come both nights. There's going to be tons of desserts and popcorn and films. Oh my goodness, lots and lots of films.
How many countries are being represented in this festival this year?
Canada, Lebanon, France, Spain, Denmark. I have a cute little film from Denmark. And the United States and Arizona, because, I have to support my Arizona brothers and sisters as well. So I'm excited. I'm excited.
And how you break it up, I think I saw the number of films was around 55.
Yes, 50, 55. Yeah. Yes, we're... the evening's going to run long. I'm trying to get everyone out of there by 11:30, a quarter till midnight, just because we have tons of films. They're all shorts, though, so that's what's nice. Mm-hmm. You're not sitting through, an hour film. Mm-hmm. You're sitting through 8 minutes, 3 minutes, 15 minutes. I think the longest film I have is 18 minutes, but it's a really powerful drama, so the time will go fast.
And how is it broken up between Friday and Saturday night?
So Friday night is horror and sci-fi. I've got some wonderful, really funny horror films. Mm-hmm. And I have one or two that I think are kind of scary. And I've got some great sci-fi films. And then Saturday is comedy and drama.
And that's such a perfect setup because last year when I was at the festival, I actually had the opportunity to have a couple of films in there. And we won the audience award last year. Yay, for our horror film. And it was amazing because we didn't even vote for our own film because there was so many great films. And to get that feedback, I mean, for us, it was like, wow, this is amazing. But then even the awards are amazing. What you guys do every year is so unique. So tell us a little bit about the awards.
Well, we look for unusual awards because statuettes are nice and they're beautiful and they're classy. Our awards are classy, but I just want to give them a little different flair. So that because A Night of Misfit Films is kind of a different film festival. It's not your standard, I'm going to go, I'm going to sit, I'm going to eat popcorn, and I'm going to watch films. So since we are a different kind of film festival, I look at my film festival as a party. So let me throw a party at the beginning of party season because, Thanksgiving weekend is the beginning of the holiday season. So let me have a party and let me invite people to come and party with me.
Right.
And so those awards, I feel, just add a little touch of that party flavor. And I think awards are important. All the films, I feel, are award winners. We have a special award from the Lebanese Independent Film Festival this year that my co-director, Goutier Charbarad, is presenting. I have an award that I get to choose for a film this year. Plus, we have, best of, and 2 audience awards. So the audience gets to vote as well. Yeah. So I'm trying to just be inclusive and include everyone. And come on down. Let me feed you. Eat some popcorn, and I have like 900 desserts. So please come.
Yeah, there's never a shortage of desserts at Dineta's events. Let me just tell
and
you.
Lots of popcorn.
Yes, and that's the thing is, when you go to the movies, it's nice to make it an experience, and that's exactly what I feel like you've done. Is you've created an experience. I mean, I remember last year you had the food truck, and it was amazing because we could go out, stand, network, and chat. Come inside, network, and then you even had entertainment as part of the event, which was really great. And you're at a different venue this year, so why don't you talk about that setup?
Well, I'm at the Onyx Art Gallery, which is at, I think, 1346 Roosevelt Avenue. It's right off of Roosevelt and Grand. There's plenty of parking next to the gallery. There's free parking on the street on Grand, and then you can park southeast at the Marisol Bank. And it's a bigger venue, so we can have more people. We have 2 12-foot screens inside and 1 14-foot screen outside. So if you want to sit outside, there's ambient lighting. If it's cool, we'll have the heat lamps on. It's out there for the smokers to enjoy a film. They can sit out there and smoke and watch movies as well on a 14-foot screen. So Friday night, we have virtual DJ Balo, who is providing the music for us while we network for 2 hours. And then Saturday night, we have a young gentleman who plays with the guitar, and he has played with Alice Cooper. So he is there. Yes. Foster Hilding will be there Saturday night while we network, try out a different menu with J-Raj Crafty Services, eat and drink, and again, make new friends, make new contacts. Yeah. So I'm really excited about it. I'm excited. The gallery owners are excited about having us in there, and I just know it's going to be a good time had by all.
I'm excited. I think it's going to be amazing. And like I said, the energy that comes with this particular festival is really amazing because I feel like it really gives back to the community and what you do. And then you bring the community together. So it's kind of a dual, purpose in that. And I really love it because you always, whenever you have festivals, you always find people that you catch up with that you haven't seen for a while.
Absolutely.
And on a holiday weekend, it is nice to get together.
It is. I always tell people, you know what? If you want, you are with your family on Thursday, but if you want to bring them. But if you want to get away from them, come on down to the festival. Have a glass of wine and watch your new favorite movie.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So we're gonna be right back.
We'll be sharing more information about A Night of Misfit Films Festival on the podcast at the end of the show. You'll have all their contact information as well as where you can find out more information to buy tickets.
And we're back with more from Dineta. Now, one of the things that I love about Dineta is that, first off, not only is she creative, but she really just gets down to business when she's doing things. And I love that. So I'm going to start asking you some questions as a filmmaker now, and with other filmmakers that you've worked with, things that that you notice. So, So as a filmmaker, what is your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve is, I think, unprofessionalism. There's nothing wrong with having fun on set, but there comes a time when we've got a job to do, and it's just time to get down to work. I want to have fun. If I can't have fun on set, then I don't need to be there. And I don't need to be working on that project. But just unprofessionalism, cursing and, smoking weed. because I've been on sets where that has happened.
Oh.
And so I just feel like there's no place. I mean, if you want to wait until the end of the day and we're finished, wrapped up, but it wasn't my set that they were smoking weed on, but I was not the director because that would have never happened. But I just feel like, if you need to do that, just wait until after we're finished,
Right, exactly. Yeah. I'm in agreement with you. I think that it's funny because as a filmmaker and then also being in front of the camera, you see things from different perspectives. Yes. But I always come to set with a business mind. So it doesn't matter what role I play, even though I am a creative, I still come to set with a business mind. So I want to be respectful of everybody that I'm working with. And that's the one thing that sometimes you just is missing.
Yes.
I mean, it's not all the time and it's not everybody. It's
exactly.
but it does happen. And for me, this is partly why I am a filmmaker now.
Yes.
Let me just say this is because I think you get tired of not being able to really see productions like fully run or get completed projects sometimes. And so that's what you do is you take it into your own hands. And that's what I love about what I've seen you do is you not only do that, but you work and you bring other people into your projects. So you've got a group of people that you work with. So when you're looking for crew, what do you look for besides the professionalism and somebody that would want to work with you or you would bring onto your team?
I look for people who can go with the flow. You can go with the flow because, as a filmmaker, things can change with the drop of a hat. And so I just need people on board that are going to roll with the punches and not get upset because a lighting scene is not going to work. We have to work with what we have, right? If somebody comes up to you and says, hey, you've got this space for 30 more minutes, and then we're closing up shop. I need people who can turn that around really fast and let's work with what we have. And let's make this work because the film business is all about creating an illusion. So again, it gives me the opportunity to work with what I have and make it work and make it presentable and make it beautiful. So I just need people who are going to be able to go with the flow. And when they say they're going to show up at 8 a.m., they're going to be there at 8 a.m. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. And again, back to that, it kind of blends over into the professionalism side as well. But no, I like the flexibility piece because really you can never predict what's going to happen on a day of filming. Let me just say this right now. If you thought you had a plan, it's going to change. It always does.
Yes.
But the thing is, as long as you know that and you can be prepared for that and your crew is willing to work with you and they have that expectation, I think the biggest thing is as like the leader of the set when you're directing, right? You want to make sure that you have your people bought into what it is that you're doing, that they understand what the plan is, and then in an emergency, what's that, backup plan?
Yes.
And a lot of times that's what I think is missing. Sometimes it's like, oh, when something doesn't work, now what do we do?
Yes.
So I'm a planaholic.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And so I plan for everything. But it's been great because at least now I never have to worry about things. So that's been my experience. And I think I'm going to keep doing that just because what I believe is I don't want to cause anybody stress and I don't want anybody to cause me stress.
Yes,
So, and I feel like that's really important, right?
Absolutely. That is very, very important. And it's funny because I'm a great idea person and I have a wonderful husband who is the detail person. So he helps me with the details and he helps keep me on track. And so he is my backup plan. He's the backup plan for me. So it's nice to have that relationship with him. So
oh no, I love that because really it does take more than one person to do anything. Absolutely. Like really, this is what I've learned. I remember back in, 2015 when I had somebody approach me and they said, you know what, you need help. And I'm like, really? And I'm like, you see I need help. And I was like, I will accept your assistance because at that point it was true.
Yes.
And sometimes we also, when you're running a set or you're running production or an event, sometimes we actually have to take a step back and we have to breathe and then let other people step in that can provide, better attention to things because we have so many other things that we have to deal with. Right. And like I said, I've seen you in action, so I know you do such a meticulous job when you're like on set. And we filmed that documentary
yes,
earlier this year and it was awesome because I was like, I just feel like I'm like a queen showing up to set.
Yes.
I'm like, I don't really have to do anything except show up.
Yes.
And that is really, really
Yes.
nice as an actor, but then knowing that as a filmmaker, you already know you're going to take care of everybody. And I
Yes,
think
yes.
that to me is what really attracts me about you, is because you are a caring person. You're to business, but you care about people.
Yes. Talent is, talent on set, you always have to take care of your talent.
Yeah.
Especially when people are there. Well, I want them to be there, but when they're there and they are not accepting a big paycheck, regardless of whether they are or not, I always want to make sure that I'm taking care of my talent and my crew, because you know what? They're important, and I couldn't do it without them. Bottom line is I couldn't do it without them. So I know that.
Well, so now I'm going to ask you a little bit of a creative question.
Okay.
As a director, who have been your greatest influences?
I look at a lot of different directors. Of course, I like the classics, Alfred Hitchcock, classic directors, film noir directors. I really pay attention to women of color directing, because I want to see their stories. I want to see what their narratives are. I know everyone loves Ava DuVernay, and of course I love her too, but I go back further to Cassie Lemon and Julie Dash, because those were the women those are Ava DuVernay's mothers, because they were first. They were through the door first, right? So that's when I'm looking, and then the new crop of women of color filmmakers that are coming up are just, we've got so many stories to tell. And I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that narrative.
I love that. One of the things that, obviously, because I have the other film festival that focuses on women, when I was in Santa Monica most recently with the American Film Market, and one of the great things there was to see kind of how diverse the populace was. And I got to talk to film commissions from 2 different countries, which was amazing. And one of them, Tokyo Film Commission, they really want to see more women in film. It's right there. They have it's not equal. And it's still very lopsided. So they're working on that. And actually, the film commission lady that I was talking to, it was a lady. There you go. And she's totally interested in the film festival. And to me, it was great to see that. Lithuania, also, their film commissioner was a woman. And it was great to see that, not only in the U.S., but in other countries, you're seeing that spread. Now, I did talk to somebody that's a sound engineer, and they do the musical scores, and they're from the UK. And one of the things that I brought up, and I don't know, I'm sure you've seen this, is that there's not a lot of women in sound.
Really?
Yeah. And he said worldwide, there is not.
Wow.
And I was shocked to know that it really is prevalent, that it's not a lot of women in sound. And I'm a big freak on sound. So tell me, in filming, what is the one area where you feel like you would like to see either more women in, or you would like to see more education that people can get access to help them improve? And, again, I focus on women just because, hey, we're both women and that's what we do. So
and you have the Worldwide Women Film Festival. So of course, sound would be, then if there's not a lot of women in sound, editing for me, because I know a tiny fraction of editing and I need to learn more, and I'm willing to learn more. Editing, just the production side of filmmaking. There's a lot of steps that go into putting together a film. And so if I would love to work with a crew of just all women. Not that I don't love my brothers, but I would like to work with let's pass the Bechdel test and have a crew of women, and let's have a film about 2 women talking about anything other than a man.
Yep.
That's the Bechdel test, the Alison Bechdel test, So from the gaffer to the best boy to the DP to the script supervisor. Let's work on a crew of all women and just let's see what we can create, what magic we can create.
So what are we going to start on that?
I have been working on a script about women of a certain age that are grifters, and they work together, and
Nice.
they take people's money that deserve to have their money taken. And there are a few men in the film that are there for eye candy. But it's about women of a certain age who are grifters, and they're very good at it.
Oh, wow.
So
I like it.
I'm going to have to do some crowdfunding because I need to pay people to make it really nice. And I've been working on it for a couple of years. So I'm hoping in 2020 that I will have it finished.
Oh, that's exciting.
That's right. So of course you'll be a part of that. Yes.
And I love that.
Yeah. Women of a certain age, and we are grifters, and that's what we do.
That's great.
It'll be very stereotypical. My characters, there's the bombshell, of course.
Oh, nice.
There's the computer whiz, there's, the safe cracker, the very good thief. They're all stereotypical in a fun way. And that's what they do, is they do jobs where they take people's money that deserve to have it taken.
I'm excited because that's one of the things why I said, hey, when are we going to start doing
Yes.
that? Right? Because a lot of times people will say, oh, well, yeah, we should do something. And then nothing ever happens.
Yes.
Right? And for me, what I've learned, especially in this industry, it's about taking action.
Yes, absolutely.
And yes, I said I'm a planaholic, but you know what? Sometimes you don't have to have a plan to take action because you can actually show up on somebody else's set. You can help somebody else with a project. You don't have to have the plan. You can actually help somebody else with their plan. And I think that's one of the things that I've also learned along the way is that because you do have to have a number of people involved with whatever project that you're doing, is as long as you're committed to taking action and showing up every day. And again, this is everything that you embody in my mind is you show up, you keep going, you make it through the challenges and obstacles because that's what life is every day.
Yes.
Right? I mean, you don't let anything stop you. And what's one piece of advice that you would give to new and upcoming filmmakers when they're getting into the business that you've learned or that's helped you along the way?
That I don't have enough money and I can't do it because I have made films on a shoestring budget and got them made and they look beautiful. Or that I can't do it because, as a woman of color, as a big woman of color, people don't, I don't think, sometimes people don't feel, I feel like, and this is just me, all right? It could be me just projecting. They don't really feel like I'm going to bring it, right? But I am going to bring it. And I'm not going to let you tell me no. And I'm not going to allow people to define who I am. And so I just do it. You know what I mean? I sit down and I say, okay, you know what? What do I need? And who can I ask for this particular portion of what I need? And if they say they can't do it, that's fine. I'm okay with that because it usually has, when people say no, it usually has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with them and what they're capable of. But I keep asking, can you do this? Can you do this? Will you do this? And that has gotten me so much help and just propelled me forward. So don't think that you can't do it. I mean, there's so many areas where you can put your content. I mean, there's really no reason for you, if a person wants to make movies, if they want to produce movies, there's really no reason why they cannot. And I think that fear stops a lot of people from doing things. And it's just like, you know what, I'm too old to be fearful anymore. And if I'm not successful, I'll try it again, but I'll do it a different way.
Right.
I'll go down a different road to see if that's going to be successful. When I started the film festival, it's in its 4th year. It still blows my mind. I told my husband, you know what, I'm tired of my films not getting accepted into film festivals. And he said, what are you going to do about it? And I said, I'm going to have my own film festival. And that's exactly what I did. I reached out and I said, can I use your venue for a film festival? I reached out to other filmmakers. Will you show your film at my film festival? The first year, I didn't even charge people admission fees. I just said, hey, can I show your film at my film festival? And they said yes. And then people came, right? And so, and then the next year, more people came. And then the next year, more people came. So it's just like, I had an idea and I implemented it. So I know, Dineta, if I can do it, anybody can do it. I'm not special. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
And again, always sound advice coming from you, because that's the truth. We were talking about fear earlier, and it's one of my pet peeves is when, people say they're going to do something and I see them put it out there, but I already know what their MO is.
Yeah.
Like I see it and I observe, not because I want to sit there and, hey, I want people to be successful.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And part of the reason why this show is existing now and why I'm doing it is because there's so many great filmmakers and people that are in the industry out there that have great information and resource knowledge that they can share and be seen as a resource. And you just have to ask the question. That's why I called it Ask A Filmmaker. Because honestly, it just is that simple. Now, if you're going to ask somebody, hey, can you write me a script? Can you do the production? And then, I'm sorry, that's not what we're talking about right now. Okay.
That's right.
This is not, we're not going to do your film for you. No. That's not how that works.
No.
However, you can ask pointed questions and you'll get answers that are actually meaningful and actually a wealth of knowledge and save you a lot of time. And this is one of the other things that we hope to be doing is that filmmakers that have expertises in certain things, like we want them to share their knowledge. I mean, I'm going to not lie. I played with the lighting setup today. I said I did 7 lighting tests. Because why? I want to make sure I have and I understand what's happening with lighting when we do this. Now, this is a podcast, granted, so my focus is not necessarily the filming side of this, but I still want to do something that, again, it looks like, hey, I'm doing it with intention. I've got it set up because I want to be able to showcase what we're doing here if we can. And film kind of helps sometimes to do that.
And look what you learned.
Yeah,
look what you learned. The lighting is fabulous. Look what you learned. And what I've noticed and what I know with my experience is I love to talk about what I know. Now, my ego is not so big that I will fool you and tell you I know it and I don't, because I'll tell you I don't know that, but let's find out together.
Right.
But people love to talk about what they know. Yeah. So when you ask a filmmaker something that they're passionate about, that they know, they will give you more than enough information. Believe me.
Exactly. And that's, and to me, it's recognizing the filmmaker's knowledge, because a lot of times this is what also happens is people see films being done and they have no idea what it takes to do that.
No, they don't.
Oh, anybody can do that. I'm like, really? Because let me just tell you, that is,
that's not the truth.
If that was the case, all the films that I was in would have been done already.
Yes.
And they're not. And I have a lot of great stuff out there that like is just floating in nowhere land. However, I also have amazing stuff that did get done.
Yes.
And I'm grateful for those people that actually pulled through and finished the production.
Yes.
And that's is the opportunity that comes with showing up, doing what you're supposed to do, and then talking to other resources to help you when you run into challenges, right? And I think that's why, for me, it was really important to have you kind of as our first, I want to say, flagship interview, because it's so important what you've done for the community and what you're still building on. And I just see that there's so much more to come.
Oh yeah, I'm not done.
Yeah,
I'm not
there's
finished.
so much more,
I'm not finished.
So much more to come. And everything that I've seen is that people are bridging. They're, filling gaps, and then we're creating new ways of doing things. And because there's a lot of times people get stuck in the status quo, right? Everything has to be done a certain way. And this is how, I'm not going to say it, but I will say it. Old Hollywood operates, right? Is like, it's the same. And it's like, no, it's not.
Is it the same?
And I'll share just a little bit on when I was at American Film Market. Oh my gosh, the education that they had and the people that they had there. I felt like I was at home. I felt like I was with people that were being honest and real, and they did not sugarcoat it. And they just said exactly what it is. And these people are top of the game. And that was, I think, for me, the most exciting thing is that I want to be able to share that with other people, and I want people to get involved with that. So that's one of the things that you'll be probably included with.
Yeah, I would
Cassandra
love
and
to.
I are going to actually be doing a little debrief on that. So that's what we want, is we want people to come ask filmmakers questions and to learn from what's happening in the industry, and we'll be able to share that. But the other thing
Yes.
is, she's got the festival next weekend. She's going to be, well, she might not be available to talk to you, but but she'll be there,
I will
and you
be
can
there.
see an example of everything that she does.
And I'll
because
introduce you to
that's-
people that you can talk to, because there'll be a lot of
Exactly.
networking going
Yes,
on.
there'll be
I mean,
tons
I
of
have
that.
editors and other DPs coming, and people who do sound, and people who do music, and people who have their own production companies that'll be there. That, you know, writers and just people that again will want to share their passion with you. Will be more than happy, and I'll introduce you to them so that you can do your own thing. You can talk about your own projects, and that's the whole point. You
Yeah.
know, let's party, let's eat, let's drink, let's network, let's watch some really good films.
Yeah, and I'm very much looking forward to
Yeah.
that. So why don't you share the hours of the festival for Friday and Saturday, and then how they can find out more information?
Sure, absolutely. So the hours are from 5 p.m. So from 5 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. Please get there so that you can network and you can drink and you can eat, because I'm only serving food from like 5 p.m. until about 6:45, 7 o'clock. We are doing introductions and we start watching films. There'll be an intermission. I'm going to try to have you out of there by 11:30 Friday night. Saturday night, there are awards, so you might be getting out of there about midnight. But again, you'll have plenty of snacks and stuff to keep you up. The films are great, so they're going to keep your interest. People can find out more about it at A Night of Misfit Films on Film Freeway. You can certainly go there and purchase tickets. It is an 18 and over crowd, only because we are serving hard liquor. So the gallery owner has strongly said that I can't have anyone less than 18. And I show a lot of adult content because I am an adult. So we leave the babies at home. So they can go to Film Freeway, A Night of Misfit Films /tickets to purchase tickets until November the 27th. And then we will have a few door tickets available as well. And we are taking cash and credit cards. So
Awesome. That is great.
yes,
And I'm
yes.
actually, as part of this little podcast, I will put all that information
Perfect.
on the footer of this, and probably in the little break that we had earlier. So that way
Perfect.
people know where to go and get the information. And then
Yes.
you'll find this on YouTube and all our social media channels, which will be Chronic Behaviors as well, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
Yes.
and pretty
And
much the world.
Ava Lewis is our red carpet host. So when you enter the door, you get to have a small conversation with her. And she looks beautiful now, but I'm sure she'll look extra beautiful.
I'll be extra. That's just it. It'll just be extra.
She's going to be on the red carpet interviewing. There's going to be press and photographers there taking your picture. So, don't forget that. You want to come and have a good time. And Miss Ava Lewis will give you a nice little interview that you get to see later. We'll put it on our Night of Misfit Films YouTube page. So yeah, please come out and have fun.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for being here and being on the first episode. And
I love it. Thank you for having
I'm so
me.
excited about everything that you're doing and the energy that you bring. And 2020 is going to be an amazing year.
Absolutely, a
But
new
we're-
decade.
We're ending this year with a bang, and I just love it. And I'm so glad to know you.
Oh, I'm so glad to know you. Yes. So let's keep, my advice for the end of the year is let's keep lifting each other up. Everybody, let's keep lifting
Yep.
each other up. Let's not tear each other down. There's enough of that already. Let's just keep, and I've always looked at myself as a kind of person, and I really feel like, Ava, you are that kind of person as well, that lifts us up. And that's what we need more of. We just need more of people lifting each other up.
I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you so much again.
it's my pleasure.
We'll see you next weekend.
Next weekend.
At A Night of Misfit Films.
Night of Misfit
and
Films.
then I'm going to get this actually posted today because I'm not waiting, because we need to get
perfect.
this out to everybody. So just
Perfect. Thank
be
you so
looking
much.
for this, and that's it.
Yeah,
So
come out and see us. Come out and see me, Dineta Williams-Trigg, and the lovely, gorgeous, beautiful Ava Lewis at A Night of Misfit Films.